Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Single Chronicles. I'm your girl, R.S. Lewis, aka the Insomniac Writer, and today I had another topic, and you know what, those notes ain't even here right now, so I'm gonna talk about this. Me. And why certain things piss me off. Okay, or to sum it up, why people feel that they could just say whatever the fuck. And I'll get more into that because I'm not anti-freedom of speech, but I'll get into it. So if you're new here, make sure you save, favorite, heart, lock in this podcast, share it so you can be notified of future episodes and stuff. For everyone else, welcome to the Single Chronicles. Okay, so, sorry for the sound effects. I was going to talk about something else completely different. You know, other shit be trending on social media. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to talk about that. And then I get in the studio, I want to talk about something else. And then I was going to talk about a dating horror story. And I guess this is to some extent a dating horror story. But it's not. And before I go on, I am going to just say this. Yes, this is a complaint that I have. And it happens a lot. But, you know what? I take it with a grain of salt. At least I used to. But now I'm about to start cussing people the fuck out. And I'm going to tell you why. So, y'all already know I teach Zumba. I teach twerk. I do these like little workshops. You know, feel sexy about yourself. What I fucking hate about doing these things is that you got to promote them. Like anything. And it used to be, I could just say, hey, I'm teaching a Zumba class, come. But there's a saturation of Zumba instructors. There's like millions of us. A lot of them are here in the city. Like if you go to Zumba.com and search who is in your area now, luckily I teach in more than one area code. But if you put it in the thing for Philly, like a thousand of us come up within the first like few seconds. So, and that's just in like within that week of teaching. Like there's a scheduled instructor somewhere, everywhere. And it's like, wow, okay, well, there's that. So I understand there's a saturation of us, and I understand we got to do things to stick out. I do teach other things aside from Zumba. That being said, you know, I understand. And then the way social media works, in particular Instagram, I am well aware that at one point they went from a picture sharing social media platform to what we know as Reels or their short videos or whatever, which has increased in time. If like it used to be, you can only do like 15 seconds. Now you can do like a minute and a half. You can post longer ones depending on how you do it. You can go live. You do lots of things, but they were promoting the Reels thing, which was structured videos similar to what TikTok had. Like it was their way of competing with TikTok, and they were pushing it. Like you could post a reel about anything, and they were going to push it to the top of the algorithm based off of what that content was pertaining to. Now, if it was just a general funny thing, then they would just send it to whoever. It would be suggested. Like you see reels from people you don't even follow. Like I see stuff from people I never even knew existed. I'm like, damn, can I see the people I actually follow? But anyway, the point is that they were pushing it heavy, and then they kind of tailored back the viewership or the showing of stuff to other people, you know. And that's fine. It is what it is. And I say that to say this. I understand that I had to up the ante with promoting, you know, using promos and different things of that nature, push the fact that I teach a twerk class. I hate the fuck that I have to do that. You know, I want it to be the best kept secret, word of mouth, which is what I did in the beginning. I did a lot of word of mouth promo. But, you know, I had that, you know, a lot of people would tell somebody type of thing. But then you got other twerk instructors. Now, my classes are quite different. I teach workout, calisthenics type of strength-based training. But we twerk. We just do it to trap music. That's basically it. So, yeah, you might do some squats, but you might twerk a little bit. You might do a handstand, but you might do this. Different things. We vary it up. Sometimes we do some slow stuff. We might do a lap dance in a chair 1 minute, and then the next minute for the end of the slow song, we're doing knee and ab crunches type of stuff. regardless of this, I know that I have to push that. I have to promote it. Just like I promote this podcast, I promote the juices that I sell, promote a lot of different things and a lot of different, endeavors that I do on the side. Because I do that, it gets put out there. And I hate the way Instagram is set up, because I can post a Zumba vid of me dancing to a salsa song. Instagram, it will get maybe like 50 views, 100 views, 200 views, maybe, if that. It ain't going to get 1,000. I'll post something that's a twerk video. It's going to get a lot. They push that through the algorithms. For some reason, I don't know. It's very frustrating. And, because Zumba is this brand and Twerk Out is my brand, I can't really always promote them together. I can't promote them together without, legalities and stuff. So, I try to be careful and mindful of these things, but I know that I do have to promote it. If you want people to buy what you got to promote it. You want people to come to the class, you got to promote it. So with that being said, it's not even that irritates the fuck out of me. It's the fact that, now don't get me wrong, I don't mind people cheering me on. I have friends that are dancers, former dancers, people that post very risque stuff. I have friends that have OnlyFans, and I know if you're selling something sexual in nature, there are going to be people that feel obliged to say something sexual to you. And it comes with it. It's like one of those things, it's going to happen. Like, I can sit up here and talk about the benefits of living a plant-based life. There's always going to be somebody that comes around and says something that to spite that, or just to be extra. You know what I mean? Like, there's always trolls out there, and you expect it. You decide, you got to take the good with the bad in anything that you do, whether it's working a job or running a business. People are always going to say something. I had posted some before and after pictures, and while a lot of people applauded that, I had people in the body positivity community saying, oh, you're promoting diet culture and this, that, and the third. No, I'm just promoting not eating foods that give me cancer, and I'm promoting exercising, and that it does not matter. You could do that in any size. Yes, move more, eat better foods, and change your relationship with the foods that you eat. And I'm not saying that I have a specific regimen, because there's going to be times when, like, I remember in the month of October, I was so stressed out. I think I was drinking wine almost every other day. And at some point, I remember I had stopped drinking liquor altogether. I went back to having margaritas every now and again. Like, me and my daughter had the tacos one night. We, I think it was like on a Saturday night. What did I have? I had margaritas. We went to this Mexican spot, and then we went to the wine and spirits state store and got some tequila, and I made margaritas. So it's like one of those things that we did on a Saturday night, which was pretty cool. The bad, sad, crazy, fucked up part about all of that is the fact that when I post the twerk videos, there are people that say a lot of sexual shit. Like, it gets to the point, it's like all the time. Like, after a while, it's just like, oh, God. I turn off my DMs. Like, I get to the point, I just, sorry, my kid texted me, I want sushi. Speaking of devil will appear. I just was like, okay, I understand it's going to come with the territory. I know that people are going to say, oh, I like the twerk videos. Oh, I like that. And, oh, sit on, do this. And I want to put my face in. I want to do this and I want to do that. And I understand that one person might not think that one person might be like, I got some things that I'm thinking, but I ain't want to say nothing, because please, thank you, don't, because it's like 30 other motherfuckers that just said what the fuck you was thinking about saying within the last 5 minutes. And it becomes to the point that we live in a society that people feel because they can say something on social media, they do say something. It's very seldom that people will say something like that in person. I mean, they will every now and again, I guess. I don't know. But very seldom. Like, it just, social media has made it easy for people to say whatever the fuck they want to say without any recompense, without any consequence or anything like that. They can say whatever the fuck bothers them. And don't get me wrong, like I said, I understand if you're promoting something sexual in nature. I post a lot of gym bro pics and videos. It's me in the gym. Like, the majority of my content when I first got on Instagram, even outside of my blogging, it was just outside of blogging, it was gym. I was like, all right, you know what? I gotta lose some of this weight. I gained all this weight after I had my daughter and this, that, and the third. You know, I was in a relationship for a long time, like 3, 4, not a long time, but 3, 4 years. And I realized how much weight I put on in this relationship. And then like when we parted ways, I was like, oh God, I can't do this anymore. I need to lose some weight. Even though like they were perfectly fine with the weight, I wasn't. Like it just didn't feel good to me. So I eventually was like, all right, I'm going to lose some of this fucking weight because I can't do this shit no more. I've never been small, like skinny or slim, but I've never been like to the point, I've always been athletic. I've always had an athletic build, put it like that. Now I've gotten older, I done had a kid, and menopause is lurking, shit like that. Body has changes all the time. I metabolize foods very differently than I did 20 fucking years ago. So yeah, like if I eat nothing but all carbs today and I don't hit the gym, I'm going to pay for it on that scale in a day or so. I'm going to bloat. I'm going to pack on some pounds, and it happens. It's life. It is. It is what it is. But it's one of those situations that outside of all of that, like what I started, where it started and how it got here, even back then when I would post just a regular gym picture, motherfuckers still said inappropriate shit. When I was posting stuff, like when I was very modest with the way that I dressed, motherfuckers still said inappropriate shit. So it doesn't even really matter. That's why when people say, well, what was she wearing type of mentality, or, well, you was posting a twerk video, you can't get mad at people say shit, even when I wasn't. Motherfuckers was still saying shit out of pocket. Like I was I had hurt my knee. As usual, I'm always falling because I'm fucking clumsy. I hurt my knee and I fell really bad. And then I guess I had twisted it or sprained something. But anyway, this was before I realized before I got diagnosed with having arthritis in my knees. I had it covered up, had the ace bandage. They gave me, the little splint thingy, all this other stuff. And they were like, yeah, you're going to have to do physical therapy. Now, this happened like in 2018, but this was happened before then. And I didn't do the appropriate rehabilitation steps back then, which I wish I would have, because in 2018 would have been a better year for me. So anyway, I went through the whole motions, rest, ice, compression, elevation, stuff like that. Well, I started posting videos of me walking, getting back into fitness, doing my runs. Like I would run with my dog, but I had to get back to that point where I was before I hurt myself. Motherfuckers would see me with the dog. I'm just sitting with the dog. We take a selfie together, me and Hazel. Oh, yeah. There's something, he said. I can't fucking remember. Then I'm posting me trying to like squat and pull my hip, back and do it in a perfect formation without hurting my knees. Oh my God, I just want to put my face right there. I had motherfuckers asking me for my sweaty clothes. I was like, the fuck is wrong with y'all? Like, dudes be saying some shit. I can't speak for what women say to men, or what. I have some women that come in my inbox and say some things too. Like it just starts off sexual. I don't know what happened on social media that people just slide in the DMs. It don't be no small talk. It don't be no how you doing. Oh, how about that Jets game? Any fucking thing. It's like, damn, I want to fuck the shit out of you. I want to put my tongue in your shit. Motherfucker, I got chlamydia. I don't know. I don't. Just disclaimer. But I'm going to start telling motherfuckers that. And I keep saying that I'm going to do it, and I don't, because I don't want people like, oh yeah, she got AIDS. Look, right here, I got receipts. She said she got it. But like, I'm about to start telling people, are you going to do it now? Are you going to do it now with the disease? Or I'm going to start saying nasty shit, but I don't want to affect my clientele either. It's catch-22. So that being said, you imagine that I ain't even viral or trending like that for real, then I get like motherfuckers in my DM. That'd be the one thing I go viral off of. Yo, she said she got chlamydia and AIDS on her podcast. I'm sorry. I hate it here. Anyway, Start sending people like other dick pics. Like, yo, I got an arsenal of them because I get them all the fucking time. Motherfuckers just be like, yeah, I'm gonna send this random girl my fucking junk. I hate it here. And I talked about this on this podcast several times before. It's not okay. Like, and dudes be proud of it too. They be like, yeah, check this shit out. No. But it's hilarious. It's so hilarious. And see, it's not bred in me to be a mean, vindictive person. Especially if it's somebody I don't know. You know, it just, I'll be telling folks, you gotta warn me. You can't just send me. Like, I'll be afraid when people send me shit. Like, when people send me some pictures, like, if I can't see it, if it's not kept in the chat, like a little preview, I don't open it. I really don't. Sometimes I do. But for the most part, if I don't know something, I'm like, what is this? What you send me? What is that? I don't even know. Like, it's crazy. Oh, God, it fucking irritates me. Anyway, if you go back to, like, when I was doing these, like, on YouTube with little memes and stuff, I really did talk about it. I went in, and it's just like, I don't care. Like, I really don't give a fuck if what you want to do to me sexually. 9 times out of 10, I do not. The feeling is not fucking mutual. I just don't want to be mean. I don't want to be like, the fuck out of here. But I have told people that. Like, I've had people that I'm cool with in real life, and I'm like, yo, please don't. Like, can you chill on the sexual talk? Like, it's cool every now and again. Like, yeah, we'll talk about it. But it's like constantly and consistently. Or it's like one of those things where people just wake up, you know what? I think she need to see my junk today. No, I don't. I really don't. Let me tell you something. And this goes to anybody that's listening. If I want it, I have no fucking problems asking for it. Whoever would have thought? Like, did she just ask me? Like, if I ask you, yo, send me, I want to see you naked right now. Send me a picture of you holding it in your hand. Or something to that extent. Fine. That's your invitation to do so. But if I didn't ask you, we not fucking or we not on that type of time. Even if we are on that type of time, sometimes I want to talk about regular shit. You know, you just get tired. Like right now, everyone's talking about the conflict in the Middle East. I don't want to talk about that all the time. Sometimes I need to decompress. Sometimes, like, what's his name? Michael Rappaport. He's a very famous Jewish person and from New York. I used to think he was from Boston, but apparently he's from New York. Anyway, point is that that's all I fucking see on my TL now. For a while, it was Sean King talking about the other side of the conflict. And don't get me wrong, it's not that I side with one or the other. It's not that I think I support terrorism or genocide or whatever, you know, because nowadays you got to pick one or the other. You can't just be like, I don't want nobody to fucking die. How about that? You know what I mean? Like, why does it have to be I want one side to die versus the other? Yes, I want them to stop doing what they're doing. And I want them to stop doing what they're doing. Because not everybody's perfect. Like, sit up here and act like, I'm not saying anything that's happening is warranted. But at the same time, it's that people have a right to live peacefully and in harmony. And yeah, that's that. I don't want to talk about that no more. The point is, in this particular case, I don't want to always talk about sex. I'm talking about sex now because I'm saying that I don't want to. I write fictional stuff that includes erotica and sex. It's always fucking sex on my TL. Like, I don't want to talk about my twerk out class sometimes. I want to talk about gym, the games, posture. I don't know. I get fucking tired of it. So, you know, after a while, I was just like, let's talk about something else. Can we fucking change the subject? Like, I got a whole YouTube channel dedicated to talking about movies. Well, talking about movies coming out, trailers, whatever. Let's talk about that. Like, let's talk about that. I don't want to always talk about sex because I'm not having sex. Not because I can't get sex, because I don't want to have sex right now. Right now, I'm focusing on one thing. Get the fuck out of Philly. That is primary objective. It's objective number one. Like, the Terminator, he had to get rid of Sarah Connor. My primary objective is get the fuck out of Philadelphia. That's all I want. That's right there. It means right now I'm house hunting and looking to see if I wanted to do the Zumba thing full time. Because that's one thing, they ain't got a lot of Zumba instructors up there. So I want to be like, it's not like they don't want them. Yeah, everybody loves Zumba. Everybody loves some type of fitness aesthetic. Somebody wants something that's body positive, but not too body positive. Like, I like body positive that promotes being healthy and appreciating the flaws that you got. Yeah, I got dimples on the thighs and the booty, but that don't mean that I don't work out and still try to, be relatively healthy. You're going to have that even if you're a size 8. Because depending on how fat deposits underneath the surface of the skin. So anyway, back to this. The point is that with this, these men and some women, they'll get in and and that's why I don't post, I post the thirst traps, because I know that it'll get the algorithm say, hey, here's her, here she go. I'll post that because it's a necessary thing to do, but I don't want to always talk about that. So if you're listening to this episode and you follow me on social media and you see me post something, yeah, you can applaud it. You can comment on that particular post and say, damn, whatever. But if I don't welcome or warrant any sexual content or conversation in return and start saying, I'm really horny, I really have an itch I can't scratch, and I'm ovulating, whatever. If that energy is flowing, then yeah, read the fucking room, okay? Now, if I don't post it, if I post some regular shit, let's stay on topic with that. Like, I think, what did I post? I posted something about a movie I was talking about, and it was Aquaman. I mentioned Aquaman, and I said I love Jason Momoa. The movie wasn't that great. It was just okay for me. It had some very entertaining things. It was a great way to say bye to the DCEU. I love Jason Momoa's energy. I love the way the effects looked. But considering how long it took this movie to come out, all the bullshit going around, with the cast and Amber Heard and all that other stuff, I knew that the movie wasn't going to perform very well. But then everybody had a sour taste in their mouth about her, plus the Flash. Everybody's ready to say goodbye to the DCEU. So with that being said, to me, he's still a great Aquaman. I just think that the movie could have been a little bit more cohesive, I guess, because it was like, you're the king of Atlantis, so I'm looking at the comic book origins of that character. Yeah, you care about the planet, but you supposed to take your ass down there and be down there and do what you're doing. So there are some things, how the movie was written and how it came out, that I just felt some type of way about. But regardless of such, I was talking about that, and I'm like, yeah. The other one, Yahya Abdul-Mateen, who played Black Manta, I was like, damn, he is fucking fine. Like, yo, he made every bit of me just be like, I'm straight. Like, yo, if he slid in my DM right now, I'll be 100% straight. No cap, as the kids say. And I mentioned that, and next thing you know, she mentioned something sexual. Fuck. I can't fucking do it. Like, are you Yahya Abdul-Mateen? Then no, I don't want you to talk sexual stuff to me. I don't even want him to talk sexual shit to me right now. Let's just talk some regular shit, okay? But anyway, I don't know. It's like an oversaturation. I think maybe it's just bombarding me. It's just like, yo, I forget. It was a meme, and this chick had the hot dogs get thrown at her face. And that's how I fucking feel. When I open my phone, turn on my phone, and just log on any app. It could be any of them. It could be Snapchat, Twitter, TikTok. Sweet Christmas, fix it. But anyway, that was my rant for today. And like I said, I understand it comes with the territory, but that does not mean that is expected, anticipated, appreciated, or that you need to do it. You know what I mean? It does not mean that it gives you the right to do so. If if a female is walking down the street fucking butt ass naked, you can't fucking touch her. I don't give a shit. Just because when we start bringing that conversation when we start talking like that, it opens up the floor for that to be okay. And because it's been the idea that if a female does X, Y, and Z, then she is deserving, or you have the right to just say some inappropriate shit. And it does not mean that. I don't give a shit if a girl posts. I have other people that post twerk stuff, and after I'm like, all right, that's all you post. Let me scroll. I'll double tap. I show some love. But I don't always want to see that. Same way you don't always want to see that. Same way I don't want to always talk about that. Like, I post a lot of different things about, I'll be posting about my cat, my dog, movies. I'll be posting about, you know what I mean, this podcast itself, self-love, loving yourself, helping, you know what I mean? I post about the holidays and whatever. So with that being said, with all the things and the content that I talk about, you pick the one thing that I talk about the least. As a doorway is open, and it's like, yo, even when I tell like people that I'm not even into dudes, I know you're not into dudes, but I figured let me show you my junk. That might change your mind. That's the little bit that I like about guys is not below the belt. So if you're going to entice me and even try to bring me back to the idea of even dating a man ever the fuck again, it's not below your belt, bro. Anyway, I'm out of here. I don't even think I want to do a writer's reflection. I'm still angry. I want to stew in my shit. I don't want to reflect. I want to stew in my shit. It's like, no. Anyway, I hope we left that shit in 2023. It's a new year. Leave that shit in 2023. Like I said, I don't get mad. I'm not saying that you can't all the time. You can't do it none of the time. Or that you not, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying when it's constantly, consistently, and consecutively, those 3 fucking C's, it's some cunt behavior. That's the 4th C. We don't say that in the U.S., but I'm starting to be friends with some folks from the U.K., so I've been saying the word cunt a lot. I don't fucking know why. But anyway. Ooh, child. But anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Stick around. I am going to go to the writer's reflection. I'm not going to stew in some shit. I'm going to reflect. And I want y'all to reflect with me. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Single Chronicles. Today, we talked about unwarranted and unwanted and unacceptable behavior on social media towards women or those that we find attractive. There's nothing wrong with appreciating or being attracted to a person or complimenting them on that, or even saying things sexual in nature. But when it comes to a point that that's all you're talking about with that person, or that's all you have to offer to that person, or that's it can be problematic. And even at some point you got to stop and say, all right, let me take a break, let me chill. and that was basically my rant for today. Today wasn't a structured topic at all. But it was just to say, even to women that are sex workers or working OnlyFans, these are still human beings, and their choice of occupation or hobby or whatever that may be does not mean that that's all they want to do, say, and talk about. It does not also give you the right, or you should not feel entitled to receive something from them because that's what they do. I can't speak for everyone in the industry. I'm not a sex worker. I don't, sell sex. I sell a class that promotes something that's sexual in nature, that may be bordering on sexually explicit to some extent, but I do not sell sex. And even if I did, that still does not mean I'm warranted some type of behavior, or my father didn't love me, or any of the stereotypical things that come out there. Like if I walk out this door today and something happens to me, or something happens or whatever, and I'm not putting it out there, you can't say, oh, well, what was she wearing? Sneakers, some J's, a hoodie, not looking very feminine at all. So it doesn't even mean, like, you know what I mean? It does not warrant any kind of behavior. Like I mentioned before, when that language opens the door to making that behavior acceptable, and it's already deemed acceptable, that's already mindset. We have to start changing the language, changing how we respond. Instead of asking a female if she is attacked or she's assaulted or harassed in any shape, way, form, or fashion, instead of asking her, well, what were you wearing? and what were you doing to have someone do that? You start bordering on victim shaming, and you start taking the accountability from the assaultant. Now you can ask, well, where were you? So we can go back to the scene of the crime. Or you could say, what did he look like or she look like? What were they doing? Did you notice anything that might help us pick this person out and identify who it is? That's all we need to stick to. Now you can get some, other type of information, but the last thing you need to know is what the victim was wearing. Or to some extent, yeah, you might want to know what they were doing. What were we doing? I was pumping gas. I was walking my dog or whatever. But what she was wearing is very little of importance in this situation. And it does not mean that it warrants that behavior. Like, if that's the case, I should be able to walk into a hospital with scrubs on and pretend to be an employee. So that's all I wanted to talk about today, guys. I hope that your new year is going to start off splendid, beautiful, graceful. I hope that you, if you have resolutions or things that you want to change or do better in this new Gregorian calendar year of 2024, I hope it works out for you. Stick to whatever goals you want, or stick to whatever steps and things you need to do to realize your goals. But more importantly, don't burn yourself out. If it's in fitness or anything like that, don't burn yourself out. Okay? Because sometimes we try to we get a little overzealous and we get a little excited. And before February comes around, we done burnt them. Like, you know what? I can't do it, because we expect long-term results with short-term, like long-term goals with short-term results, or whatever the saying might go. But the efforts are very not there. So that's all I wanted to talk about today, guys. I hope you have a splendid and wonderful new year. And I will be talking to you soon. And don't forget, we're taking a break from the Single Chronicles podcast. We will commence I'll probably come back after the MLK holiday. But that being said, I just wanted to give y'all this special New Year's update. All right, guys, take care. I love you. Bye. Be awesome, be you, but above all else, love yourself.